If you're an existing whitewater kayaker and you want to buy a Packraft, this is the boat that you should be looking at. So today I'm going to give you a really quick run through on the Alpacka Mage. Now this boat has only come out very recently. It is Alpacka's lightweight whitewater boat, so we're talking class 3 to 4. It is our intermediate to advanced boat. By that I mean if you're a pure whitewater beginner, you're probably best off not going for this boat. It doesn't have the stability that you'll be after, and you're better off going for something more like the narwhal. For the advanced paddler or the intermediate paddler that wants to be able to carry a boat into the backcountry, remote rivers, down into canyons, that sort of thing, then this is the boat that you really want to have a look at. It is the most kayak-like of the lightweight boats at the moment. So by that I mean is that you've got a boat that you can run class 3 to 4 whitewater, but it still feels a bit like a kayak. Personally, I've opted for the self-bailer. That means I can jump in and out and scout ahead really easily. I don't have to deal with the extra weight of a deck as well, but you're probably going to need to have a dry suit on if it's cold. Really quick run through for you. Foot brace up the top. You've got a full-length inflatable floor here. What's nice about that floor is it actually punches down below the side tubes, and that is what gives you the primary and the secondary stability. So it doesn't have as much primary stability, but it has some edges. You can maneuver the boat a bit like a plastic kayak. It's got a really nice hull that, you know, you can see that secondary stability at play. I'm leaning off the paddle. That primary and secondary stability, and particularly that secondary stability, is why we're talking about this as being a boat that feels a lot more like a whitewater plastic boat. So really cool. 4-point thigh braces, which are really more, I suppose, knee braces as such. Your knee comes up into these more so. The thigh braces on this are really good. So, you know, looking for a nice knee bend and a nice secure position in the boat. Really good movement. You can see how connected in I am. You can also see if I push hard, I'm going to come straight out as well. So there's not a lot of fear of me getting locked in here in the event of a capsize. Nice thing about self-bailer is you are going to come out. And yeah, that's about it really. You got a seat in here which you can run with or without the seat. I like to run with the seat. That does lift me up a little bit higher. Downside is it does lift my centre of gravity a little bit higher. You got a nice foam back band here which connects into these nice braces here. Got a T-zip in it. This is a wonderful thing. Allows you to put gear inside the boat. So, you know, if you're traveling on a river remote for multiple days, then it allows you to get some gear in there. So a really cool thing to point out too on this boat is the little Venturi flap. So most self-bailers just have holes, and you know, a traditional large self-bailing boat might actually have holes all the way around, so it really does get rid of the water really quickly. This won't get rid of the water as quick. It's got a little mesh behind the hole as well, so nothing will come through, but there is this little Venturi flap, so it does mean it'll give you a little bit faster hull speed as you're traveling down the water, because the river's not trying to come back up through your self-bailer. It also means if you're surfing waves and things, you'll have that little bit faster hull speed. So really cool feature. You can sort of see how the base punches down through the bottom of the boat here as well. Yeah, really nice. So total tie downs across the whole boat is 4 on the front and 4 on the rear. So you've got 8 places you can tie down gear to. Personally, I don't like a lot of stuff tied to the outside of the boat. The more straps, the more entanglement hazard you have. So I like to keep a boat pretty clean. You've got to remember this boat comes in a couple of different versions. It does actually come in a decked version as well, but I prefer the self-bailer. It comes in 2 different fabric weights as well. So there is a bit of a difference in the weight once you go to the 420D. I've opted for the 210. So I found it more than durable enough for what I want to do. But that said, if you're wanting the heavier boat that's more durable, you need to go to the 420. If you're going somewhere with lots of sharp rocks and things, and you need that, maybe that expedition reliability, then the 420 could be the go. This boat here, which is a small, fully kitted up, is 3.7 kilos. If you go to the 420D, you're at 4.58. So, you know, you're nearly a kilo heavier if you go for the heavier fabric. So it is something worth bearing in mind. Weights vary as the boats get bigger, of course, so as you step up through the medium, the large and the extra larges, the weights actually increase. Overall though, they are still a really light boat, and considering that most modern whitewater plastic boats are in the range of 22 to 25 kilos, 5 kilos is super light and you are able to carry this so much easier, particularly if you're going somewhere remote. Alpacka Packer Pump. I think this is an awesome, amazing accessory, and pretty much if you have one of these boats, you should buy one of these as well. They're lightweight, they work really, really well. It really helps in tempering the boat, particularly once you're down on the river's edge. Just as you first hit the water, particularly in Australia, we've got sometimes high temperatures, but then colder waters. Really important to give your boat a little bit of a temper. So you can see how soft it is now. That's not enough pressure. Now, as the hull cools down, what we're seeing is we're going to need a bit more pressure. So you can imagine what happens as you hit some white water. You go from having a relatively stiff boat to having something that's a lot more like a banana. So this is what I really like about the Packer Pump, is it's just really good for doing this last minute tempering and bringing it up to pressure. We're going to go and do a little grade 2 rapid just now to give you a bit of a look at what it looks like on the water. It's light enough to carry, it gives you all the advantages of a whitewater boat, but in a package that is light, you're going to be able to carry it into wherever you want to go and have some fun with it.